as I have written there on the top of it, I work in the field of child rights to uphold rights of every child. Any idea about rights? Any idea? Any idea? What are the rights of children? Huh? Right to parenting love, fine. Right to protection or also right to keep quiet. Huh? Okay. Normally we group rights into four indivisible groups that are right to life, right to protection, right to development, and right to participate. Okay. Well, before I jump into what is that I have been doing, why I call myself as a professional, let us see some issues. Oh, so sorry. I think I'm not a professional at this stage. Oh. Just watch for a while. Is it working for money? Have you seen this? Yes. You have seen? What comes to your mind when you see a child made to walk on the rope? The child is being exploited. Okay? Mm-hmm.
If one can answer, be clearer to the person ask questions. So go to something. Nothing in a go. Okay.
Can you switch off this fan? Possible? Thank you. Acha. What you felt by seeing that video? Sad? Sorry? Come again, louder a bit.
Should we, yeah, sure, we have to tell them.
Aram se, sit and talk, no problem. Huh?
Tell the parents not to do it.
Tell the parents not to do it, yeah.
Encourage such things.
Shouldn't encourage such things, correct? Huh?
The child is not protected.
Not protected, yeah. Fine.
The child is denied from its rights.
Denied from rights, okay. What is this? A well. Sure. We have all seen a well. Have you seen a well? Really? Huh? I doubt because nowadays we are closing all wells. I'll just narrate a small story. Be with me for a while and then we'll get into discussion and probably later I come to the point what I am doing. Imagine that in a village, an adult like me, I was in a village, early morning, I get up and ask my host that, Belagin kelsa kellappa hogbeko. So they say that, illa sir, there is only one well, you have to, everyone draw water from the same well. So early morning, innu Surya bandilla, I walk up to the well, draw water and I'm washing my face. Then I see a person coming and approaching the well. I feel that, oh, some company. And I see that it's a small girl. And the girl approaches the well and I'm seeing, I'm just next to the well and she climbs up and jumps into the well. What next? She dies, right? So I watch her dying. And after making sure that she is dead, I go to my house and sleep. I will not tell anyone that I saw a girl jumping up and climbing up the well and jumping into the well and she dying. But something will happen by evening. people will start searching for the girl. Where is this girl? She is missing. And police come and search. They locate the girl in the well, and they bring up the body, and Panchanama will be conducted. Panchanama in the sense, inquiry will start. And the police gently, they'll ask questions like, Yaradru nodudra? Yaradru nodudra? Hudigi bayil bididdu yaradru nodudra? Has anyone seen? Except me. So if I walk up and say, yes sir, I saw the girl jumping into the well, what will happen next? Why didn't you? Why didn't you stop her? Yes, then? Anything else?
Can't you save her?
Can't you save her? Huh? Why didn't you inform the parents? Huh? Huh? I might have pushed her down. Huh? Yeah, correct. Correct. So all these doubts will certainly come up. Either I might have pushed her into the well, or I have not raised alarm. Hey, Banrapo, yara udgi bidogtiyale. I should have done it. Or I should have jumped into the well to save her. I have done nothing. That is to say, I have not done anything. So I tell the police, sir, I have not done anything, sir. I have not pushed her into the well. I didn't even encourage her to fall into the well. I am not abetted anything. I am innocent. In spite of that, police catch hold of me. They say that you are responsible for it. How? Why? Why I am responsible?
You not tell her to don't jump.
Not to jump, right? I should have prevented. Come again? Only I was the person who was there. I saw that. I am a witness, sir. But my witness is not just to say that, yes, I saw her jump into the well. They'll say, what was your duty? You should have saved her, or you should have prevented her jumping into the well. Okay, I'll come to the same topic after a minute. Just watch these. Can you name them? Child marriage. This is? He was a child soldier. He has been caught by police and others. Child labor. He has been bonded. He has been asked to sit at home. Okay? Familiar scenes in Bangalore? She is going to school. She is sitting and doing her homework on the pavement while looking after the petty shop there. Okay? What is this then? If this is child labor, what is this? No protection. The child might have left home or have been driven out of the house, and he is lying in on the platform. This is child labor in agriculture sector. Rack picking. Seen this? Have you seen this? This is a classroom. Okay. An issue which has been discussed a lot. I think you are all quite old enough to understand abuse of children, sexual abuse of children. Okay, a big menace now. The difference between the number of girls, number of boys, what we call it as sex ratio. See, in India, sex ratio is falling. Against every 1,000 boys or men, we have 912, 920 girls. What happens to the rest of the girls who are born? Or they are not even born. They have died before being born, and they have died after being born. Okay. There are a lot of campaign going on to prevent child marriages, to prevent child labor, to prevent killing of children. newborn children, etc. Okay, come back to this well. So when I said I didn't do anything, even though I tell the police that I'm not responsible, I have not done anything to kill that girl or instigating that girl to die, in spite of that police, I said they catch hold of me and there is punishment for that. If I hit somebody, it's a crime. Okay, if I cause some harm to you, it's a crime. It is called commission. You have committed a crime. Okay, you have hurt somebody. Not performing your duty, what you are supposed to do, is called omission. Okay, omission is something which you are supposed to do but you have not done. For example, your teacher says you have to read this passage before coming to the class. Okay, we forget or we refuse or we don't care, we don't bother about it. So we come back to the class and the teacher says, have you read it? If you say, yes, I have read it, then she will ask questions. If you don't answer, it's a commission. Because we have lied. No, I have read it. If you say that, no, I forgot it, then it is omission. That means you have not performed your duty. Well, friends, in our country, more than commissions, it is the omission which is harming our children. People who are supposed to perform a particular duty are not performing their duty. Because of that, you find a lot of children on the streets. Because of that, you find children getting married. Because of that, you find children becoming sick. I hope you all had your immunization at particular age group. That means polio, tetanus, DPT, etc. You might have all had that immunization. Because there are some people who are not performing that duty to reach the immunization whilst to the villages or the hospitals, lot of children are getting affected, are getting disabled, are getting diseases as and when they are growing. Okay. So my work is largely working towards making people realize that they should not omit their duties. So I work with several people. Let me see if I can tell you with whom I have been working. One is, as I told you, I am into protection of child rights. I call myself, or my profession is called as professional social work. When I say professional social work, point one, I don't do anything for charity. Okay? Charity means I don't do anything for bitti. Bitti madala nanu. Nanu maduva kelsakke I have to be remunerated. That means I work, it is my job and I earn out of that. So social work doesn't mean doing something free of cost. Don't worry, you need not have to pay me for this. Okay? I think nobody heard it. Huh? Okay. One, my interest and also curiosity trying to find answers to several questions related to children made me to get into this field of social work, and particularly for rights of children. Many people do not recognize the professional social work from its professional point of view. A lot of people still think that social work means service, doing something for no returns. But for me, I've been stressing it on that it's a job for me, it's a profession for me, and I work for earning also to look after my family. But largely, many people don't recognize it as an option. Well, there is an urge in everybody. Every individual has an urge to do something different. So this social work field, particularly working in the field of children, was something different which I chose. My education specialization, I am an MSW, Master of Social Work. It's a postgraduate study. Any one of you in your families, your uncles, aunts, or somebody who has done MSW? Anyone knows about it? Have you heard about MSW? No one? Then we all know only engineering, medicine. Huh? Yeah, until MBA, okay. Now BCom, MBA, MCom. MBA, MBBS and engineering. So, fine. MSW or Master of Social Work is a professional course offered after your, let's say, +2 and +3 later, after your graduation. In Karnataka, to take up Master of Social Work, you need to study bachelor's in arts faculty only, in particular in Bangalore University and related colleges. There are other universities like Christ University, which is offering MSW for other discipline students too. Like even if you are an engineer or a doctor or an MBA or an MCOM or whatever it may be, they offer this MSW course in Christ University. Well, MSW as a discipline, it has got a history of about 60 years now in India. It is now almost 60 plus years. Okay. I graduated from Bangalore University in the year 1989 after my bachelor's degree in journalism, criminology and public administration. Heard about it? Journalism, you must have heard. Criminology? Criminology, heard about it? Fantastic. How, in what context you have heard about criminology?
How crimes are done.
How crimes are done. Investigation. Correct. Okay. Criminology is not a study how to commit crimes. Criminology is to find out how crimes have been committed. Okay. And also it talks about prevention of crime. You know, how to prevent crimes. And the third aspect in criminology is correctional administration. Correctional administration means if somebody has committed a crime, that means if somebody has broken a law and he or she is a criminal as defined in the law, how to correct them and bring them back into the society. How to make them not to commit that crime again and again. Okay? That is criminology. I mean, it has got a long definition, etc. But this is enough for you. Then I have also studied public administration. Public administration involves how government runs, how government at village level, city level, corporation, or at Jilla Panchayat level, at the national level, etc., how government runs. That was my study. And then I did my social work. As I told you, my specialization is women and child development. That's my specialization. So in that context, I got to know something about children, child rights, problems of children, how to combat problems of children, how to help society to come up, etc. Well, and my parents too supported me. ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀನು ಎಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ there was no pressure on me. Like they said, fine, if you are interested in taking up this social work as a profession, you want to study it, go, find out. So I had to scout in 2-3 universities and finally landed in Bangalore University to take up this course. Well, opportunities. There are a lot of opportunities in the field of social work. Again, I tell you, professional social work. Now, with your own interest, anybody can get into social service. But if you want to do it in a very systematic manner, where it involves planning, thinking about it, organizing, working in a professional manner, then there are a lot of opportunities in various organizations as well in government. Today, there is a great demand for professional social workers in companies too. When I say companies, in industries or whatever it may be, because of the, have you heard about the recent Companies Act being amended? Any idea? No, okay, no problem. Have you heard about CSR? Anybody?
Corporate social responsibility.
Correct, corporate social responsibility, wherein till recently, yeah, your teacher is intelligent. Thank you. Rather, your teacher is reading newspapers. I meant something to you, all of you. You are not reading newspapers. Huh? Well, okay. Good. See, what has happened in India, the industries which are earning a lot of money are not giving it back to the society, are not showing the responsibility towards society. So recently, only a few companies are doing it. Let us say Tata company. I might have heard about Tata's, no? Tata started long back. Helping society. Then Then a few companies got involved into some kind of social work. Today, it is a law. The amendment to the Companies Act was brought in recently, wherein it says that every company which is having substantial income, substantial labha, okay, if it is 5 crores and above transaction, then they have to invest 2% of their money into social responsibility works, that is corporate social responsibility. I mean, not yet defined how it will be, etc. But it's a great opportunity for professional social workers as a profession, as a kelasa. Okay, as a kelasa, you will get a lot of work in the corporate social responsibility. That's what we are hoping. So, a lot of opportunities too are there. In 1989, although people said that there are no opportunities for professional social workers, somehow I managed. Okay, my friends also managed, my classmates managed, and the batches and batches since 1989 are managing. They are all having a professional responsibility, and they are all getting good salaries. I am not trying to say that money is very important, but yes, it is also important in today's context. I very early I started talking about children. When I say very early in my professional capacity, I started talking about children. This is what my single point agenda, on which I have been working since 1989. Can you say something about it? It's written, very well written. What is it? Any person below 18 years is a child. You people, you are all children? Agreed? As per this definition, yes, you are all children. If you have a sibling, that means if you have a younger brother or sister, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ದೊಡ್ಡವಳಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ಯಾ ನೀನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಎಲ್ಲ ದೊಡ್ಡವರಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರಿ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್, as per definition, you are all children up to 18 years. Well, what this means? What is the significance? Why 18? Okay. How it is going to help to have...
The marriage age will just...
Correct. Marriage age for girls up to 18. For boys it is 21. Okay.
So you don't have so much of maturity of thinking.
Correct. Children up to 18 years may not have sufficient maturity to think, to decide. Okay. To vote, to cast your vote in the elections, how old you should be? 18. Okay. After 18, you can think and say, yes, I vote to this party, at that party, at this person, etc. Very, very basic thing. In India, 18 is attributed also to what we call it as contract. Only after 18, you can enter into a contract. Today, between school and you, there is no contract. The contract is only between your parents and the school. You are only a recipient of the service here in the school. If any problem comes, your parents will come and have to discuss. You cannot jump into it and then say, I pay fees or whatever it may be. You cannot enter into it. So, entering into a contract is a kind of responsibility that somebody takes. So, after 18, you will be given that responsibility. Then for driving, running a vehicle, you ought to be 18 actually. But by 16 plus, you will be given a kind of a learning license. Learning license doesn't mean that you have to go to JC Road or KR Road. You probably go in your road only, or in a ground you can learn. Well, this is something 18 as an age group. Okay. And we started working on various issues related to the health of children, education of children, protection of children, and also providing rights of children to participate. Okay? Well, I am not getting into the rights issue. This is basically to talk about what is that my profession and what is that I have been doing. So, I will concentrate on it. Since 89, I have been working in the field of adoption promotion. Adoption, any idea? Adopting a child, correct. We all adopt ideas, we all adopt probably material into something else. Adoption is not getting a child to a childless family.
It's a child-centric attitude.
It is, in the other way, we say that we find a family for a child is adoption. That's right. It is called child-centered perspective. Child-centered. Kannada baratalva elriguno? ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ ಅಥವಾ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ ಅಂದರೆ any idea? ದೃಷ್ಟಿಕೋನ. The way you see. Fantastic. ಕೋನ angle. Okay, angle. ದೃಷ್ಟಿ is ಕಣ್ಣು ನೋಡೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನೋಡುವ ಆಂಗಲ್. ನೀವು ಆ್ಯಂಗಲಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಸೆಂಟರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಗಲ್. ನಾವು ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ದಿರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಒದಗಿಸೋದು ಅಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ನಾವು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಫಾರ್ ಎ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ವೈಲ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್. ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ದೋಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮಿಸ್ಡ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ಹುಡ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗ್ರೋನ್ ಅಪ್, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಲಿಟ್ರಸಿ, ಓದುವುದು, ಬರೆಯುವುದು, ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ giving them some kind of common sense. See, there is a difference between teaching children and teaching adults. For you people, for myself also, we all started our classes in nursery or primary. ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಇ ಎ ಬಿ ಸಿ ಡಿ 1 2 ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಗ್ರೋ ಅಪ್ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನೋಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ in adult education largely it is giving letters, familiarizing with letters to the words they already know about. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗಾಗಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಕ್ಷರಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡೋದು. ಈಗ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಊಟ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನೊಂದು ಗೊತ್ತು, ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಊಟ ಪದ ಬಳಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಊಟ ಅನ್ನೋ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಬರೋ ಇದು ಊಟ ಅಂತ. ನಮಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಗಿಂದ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಬಂದಿರೋರಿಗೆ ನಮಗೇನಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಅಕ್ಷರಗಳನ್ನ ಓದ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಬಟ್ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ದೊಡ್ಡವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆ ಅಕ್ಷರಗಳಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ದೆ ಗೆಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್. ಓ ಮೈ, ಇದು ಮನೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಿಂಗ ಬರೆಯೋದು, ಇದಾ ಮನೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಓಕೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಐ ವರ್ಕ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್. ದೆನ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್. Providing support to children in their development. When we say child development, it includes health services, education, sometimes providing them with a kind of sponsorship, etc. That is what I was doing for a while. And then I was also into another field called search and selection of individuals with fantastic ideas. You know, it can happen to anybody sitting here when you, as and when you are growing up, you'll get an idea to solve a problem. For example, let us say today in Bangalore there are a lot of garbage. I am also responsible, you are also responsible for that garbage. So everybody is talking about garbage, how to solve this problem of garbage piling up in Bangalore city. There are a lot of ideas which are working, but who knows, you may come out with an idea. If I do something like this, and the garbage problem will be solved in Bangalore. That's an idea. So you have to try it. And if nobody supports you in sorting it out or trying it out, your idea will die. It will die with you. Okay, that should not happen. So what I was doing is identifying such ideas. It need not be only garbage. It has involved with administration, management, rainwater harvesting, providing services to old, providing services in the villages, etc. Like people coming out with ideas, identifying such people and linking them to people who can support them to try out their ideas. Now I am largely into child rights, advocacy, lobbying, capacity building and research. Any of these words, any word familiar with you? Any of this? Advocacy, lobby, advocacy related to lawyer. But I am not a lawyer. I have not studied law. But yes, as you said, correct. Supporting groups to advocate, to voice, okay, on behalf of some people. In this case, I take up advocating on behalf of children. Many times children cannot reach forums. They cannot go to court. They cannot go to people's forum. They cannot approach government. So what I do with my group is talk on behalf of children. We may not always go to court. We go to media, We make media to write about it. We make television media to air a show about it. We go to All India Radio and talk about it. Okay, that is advocacy. Then I also into lobbying. Any idea about what is lobbying? Garnering support? Yeah. What happens in nowadays context, lobbying is a very bad word. You lobby for somebody. No? Today, if you open the newspapers, you see our prime ministers being named in a lobbying exercise. Prime minister supporting Reliance, almost sounding like that. So lobbying is a bad word in today's context if you are making profit out of it, if you are getting something out of it. But here, for me, it's a profession to lobby on behalf of children. So I go and pressurize. I go and apply all my wits. I bring people to pressurize somebody to get something done in favor of children. Okay? That is lobbying in my case. Capacity building. Any idea what is capacity building? Yeah, fine. What we do is building capacities of adults to understand about children. Okay? It's another way. Okay? What we do is we train non-governmental organization people, government people, police, legal professionals, media, etc. to understand about children. Okay? It is not that we come and work with children. Probably this is my very rare incident of addressing children. I never talk to children, rather. I never work with children. I always work with adults, helping adults to understand about children. Okay? That means understand about rights of children, how to treat children, okay? Not to violate rights of children, understand about various laws that are existing about children. I will just throw a few names. Juvenile justice, that means justice to children, okay? Providing nyaya, makkalige nyaya. Prevention of child marriages, there is an act called CMA, Child Marriage Prevention Act, Prohibition Act. Then the recent one, there is something called POCSO, Prevention of Sexual Offences Against Children. Okay? Talk about these with the concerned. Probably you can recall the well I showed. Okay? In that well, let us say, that well represents child marriage. That well represents child labor, preventing children to go to school, bonded labor, child trafficking, etc. And we see a lot of people falling into that well, a lot of children falling into that well and dying, rather becoming child labor, victims of child marriage, etc. So a lot of people are just simply watching it, not doing anything. So what I do is reminding them that this is an omission that you are doing. So what I do is building their capacities on understanding the laws, understanding the consequences, and helping them to have child rights perspective. Makkala hakkugala drishtikona belaskollikke I help them. And I also involved in research, continuously working on certain issues. Why I love it? I love it. What I am doing, I am loving it. It is not that I am doing it because I have been pressurized or stressed to do it. I love what I have been doing for the past, how many years? Since 89? 23, 24 years now. Since then I have been doing it and I love it. And I continue to love it and continue to do it. One is being a voice for children. Okay? Then finding out answers to the plight of the children and situation of children. Children in both urban and rural setup and tribal areas who are voiceless, who have no answers to their problems, trying to find answers for them. Then the various interventions that are there to help children. We have schooling or education as one intervention. We need to have medical interventions. Sometimes we need to have psychological interventions. We need to help people to take their children for counseling. For a long time, counseling was a very bad word. Even today, people think that if we say that your family your children need counseling, please take them to counseling. You know what parents say? ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸು? ಟೀಚರ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗುಗೆ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಬೇಕು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡಿಸಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಗುಗೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸು ನಾರ್ಮಲಾಗಿ? ಏನ್ರಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಗನ ಹುಚ್ಚ ಅಂತೀರಾ ಅಂತ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಐ ಟು ನೀಡ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್. ವೆನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ಡ್ ಐ ಟು ನೀಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್. ಹಾಂ, ಅದನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಹಾಂ, ಹಾಂ ಸರಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಓಕೆ. So counseling doesn't mean branding somebody as ucha. It is not that. Counseling is a helping process. I too need counseling sometimes because we need to de-stress. Okay? ಬೇಡಪ್ಪ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅದು. ಹಾಂ. So what we do is finding out various interventions. Sometimes I'll just narrate a recent incident that happened. A boy from T. Narsipura Taluk. T. Narsipura ellide gotta? Near Mysore, correct. It's in Mysore district, T. Narsipura Taluk, where river Kaveri flows. ಆ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಿಂದ a boy had come down to Bangalore. He was hardly 12-year-old. He was under the impression that he can come here, meet somebody, some big film star, and take help from him or her to continue his education. He has a point. He wants to continue his education, but there is no money at home. Family was pressurizing him to go for work. He didn't know that it will be impossible to meet Shivraj Kumar or somebody else, Puneeth Rajkumar, if he gets down in the bus stand. But he has just come down to Bangalore. And he was stopped at the bus stop by the child line team. Any idea what is child line? Basco? Yeah, 1098. So 1098 people stopped him. Stopped in the sense, it's not, hey, wait, not like that. They went, spoke to him and said, what is happening? Why that you have come alone? Is there anyone in Bangalore whom you have a relative, etc.? Then he told them that I have come to meet Puneeth Rajkumar. But why? He said, I want to take support from him so that I can continue my education. Then Basco people said, fine, you can meet Puneeth Rajkumar, provided that you have an appointment, provided that you know somebody to take you there. All that they explained, and then he found that it is not viable. It is not an easy task to go and meet Puneeth Rajkumar. Then what to do next? Then he was brought to Child Welfare Committee. We had a discussion with him, and we said, fine, if not Puneeth Rajkumar, if somebody else supports you, will you take that support to continue your education? He said, yes. Then the intervention came in. We could bring a philanthropist to support his education. Now he is back into school. Well, this is not a simple, all cases are not so simple. Many cases are very, very complicated. Children are being violently treated, they are abused, they are ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Life of children a little bit happier, safe, brighter, okay, not under stress, etc. How to make it? For example, if you want to play, if you want to run around, where do you go? Park. Is there any park nearby? Yes. There are a few parks in this area. But in many places in Bangalore, parks have disappeared. Playgrounds have disappeared. There are no playgrounds. So we are having a strong lobby not to convert any more parks and playgrounds into real estate. So we are trying to work on that. We may not come across you people. We may not come and talk to you about it. But we do a survey. We may not ask you to go with a placard. But we take up that responsibility of talking on behalf of children to prevent converting any more parks and playgrounds into real estate. That is one intervention that we are doing. ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಅದೇ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡ್ತಾ? ಹಾಂ, ಓಕೆ. ಹಾಂ, oh, it's a career as well you can make a living in a judicious manner. It is not that yargu mosa madodalla, neevondu olle career na nadasbodu anta. Lot of excitement, satisfaction, recognition, and of course some fear factor, some time. Lot of excitement is there. Okay, let me give you an example. Don't get carried away by the example which I am giving you now. It's not always so filmy. Okay, imagine we get an information that some children are being brought from Bihar. There are a few boys, a few girls who are underage, who are around 13, 14 or so. Okay, they have been brought to Bangalore and they are kept in place, and they will be distributed either to work or for maybe, I'm sorry to use this word, but I have to use it, maybe for prostitution. Some girls will be pushed into. So what do? You got the information. We cannot simply go and strike on them. So what we do is we organize a small meeting. It's a planning meeting. It's a strategy meeting. We work with police, we work with lawyers, and then with a few media people, and think about how to go and strike and protect those girls and boys, what we call it as a rescue, and bring them out from the clutches of the traffickers. So after proper planning, imagine that you are all going in a car or in a jeep, go and strike the area. Sounds very filmy, but we do it. It's not always that we get success, we get results. Sometimes by the time we reach the place, we will not find anything. So it's a sad moment for us. But there are cases where we rescue them. It will be sometimes have to use resistance, have to use force or persuasion, etc. Rescue them, bring them out. But you know what happens? We bring the children out of it, but the children say we want to get back to them only, because they think that they are the people who are safeguarding them, protecting them. Then you have to counsel them, you have to help them, you have to talk to them. Tell them that what was the situation in which you were, what would have been happening to you in the future, and then placing them back in their houses. Sometimes we place them back in their family, but after a few weeks, you find them again in Bangalore. It's very, very defeating. But if you have proper arrangements in terms of helping the children, hopefully we get results. That's what I said. A lot of excitement, a lot of satisfaction, and also recognition for your work. Recognition in various forms. Time ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇನ್ನೆಷ್ಟು ಸಮಯ ಇದೆ? ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ. Okay, ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. Okay. Recognition in various forms. People say that what you are doing is good. Some people get excited by listening to what we are doing. Okay. And yes, I just want to bring here that I have been recognized for the work what I have been doing in the field of children by Government of Karnataka. Government of Karnataka gave me an award in 2004 called Child Welfare Award. And then in the year 2011, I got another award from Government of Karnataka. It is called Bala Vikas Academy Award. So these two awards are basically recognizing that what you are doing is good. But with the same government we fight. Okay, they call us and garland and award us for doing good work. But the same government we fight with them, because sometimes their stands are bad, their stands are anti-children. So we write against them, we petition against them, we file cases against them, we get into arguments with them, etc. And I also write about children's issues. So there is one Development Communication Award which I got in the year 2012. So I have been writing. I just wanted to impress upon you that this is a field where you can enjoy your work, you can actually get also recognition, live, etc. So in terms of the love and interest about children transformed into rights perspective, I never knew what is meant by rights before 1988-89. I just loved children. I just loved working for children and with children, etc. But I got this rights perspective after 1989-1990. Then the knack of holding people and telling something became a skill to train and conduct programs. I used to be a storyteller in my school days and was involved in debates, etc. So that knack of working with people, talking with people, helped me to get into a trainer. I conduct a lot of training programs on children's issues with adults. I used to act. I used to bring boys and girls together, natka tanda katti natka madodu, bidi natka madodu ella martidde. That helped me in developing into developing my organizing skills. Putting people together for programs, for ideas, for thinking, for talking, etc. Then the casual debating skills came handy to place arguments logically and advocate. So I'm just trying to tell you that whatever you are doing today, if you are having skills of writing, story writing, poem writing, that can become a kind of skill that you can use as and when you grow up and get into a profession. Nothing will go waste. Don't ever think that your skill of debating, your skill of writing, or your skill of organizing will be a waste as you grow up. It will be very, very handy. It will really help you a lot in shaping up your profession. The art of poster making. I used to do painting, poster madodu antivalla. That art became into a communication tool. Now I develop posters. Sometimes I work with artists to develop posters, to develop a film or to develop a play on these issues. Okay. Perspective to look at details and to identify the issues as soon as possible. Some of the learnings that will help you. I think I'll skip some of these things. See, learn from everyone and learn continuously. That is one aspect. There is nobody who can say that they are perfect. All of us have to continuously learn. I've been learning. Okay. What do? This is what I do. Read, observe, listen, think. All of us do it. Okay. There is nothing great in it. I continue to talk, write, demonstrate, demand on behalf of children. I coordinate, I put people together, put ideas together. I mediate, sit with people and discuss to solve problems, and send petitions. If something fails, send a petition to court. Okay? Investigating, striking sometimes. Yes, I will be on streets sometimes demanding for something with a placard or with a group of people. We do dharnas sometimes if required. Okay? Then we ask for support and give support. We require support, a lot of people supporting us, and we spread information. Talk about it everywhere and give information. Continuously make friends. We don't know when some friend will come handy to help us in solving problems. You can see probably your next speaker is a doctor. We have just developed into friends to look at how to create child safety environments. That is one of my passion and one of his passions, so we make friends there. Then convert people. We convert people. What I mean by that? I say I convert people.
Means you turn non-specialized into specialized.
Okay. I convert people into child rights supporters. Okay. Then we rescue, counsel, rehabilitate, repatriate. All these terms I have been using. I do attend courts. I go to, I file cases, so I have to go to police station, I have to go to court, etc. It's almost a routine term. Once in every month or two, I have to be there in a court to give evidence about a rescue or about a kind of help that we have done. Okay, fine. I think I can stop here, but I want to remind you what is that we saw in the beginning? The well. Okay. Next time when you see a well, what do you recall? A girl falling. So leaving girls to fall into the well.
The well is the
okay.
Child marriage.
Okay. The well represents now child trafficking, child marriage, child labor, etc. Okay. So when you see such things, or when you get to know that, I still had many other things to say, but here, when you see anything that you feel that is going to violate the rights of the children in any manner, okay, when I say violate the rights of the children, it can be harassing a child, okay, it can be ill-treating a child, boy, girl, whoever it may be. Up to 18 years, a person is a child. If you find such things, you are going to call a telephone number, which is that 1098. Okay, thank you. Any questions, observations? 1098. So you will call 1098 and say that somebody is coming and harassing us. Please. Any questions? No questions. Please leave. Huh? Okay. ಏನಾರು ಇದೆಯಾ ಬೇರೆ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾರು ಇದೆಯಾ? ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೊಸದು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸಿದ್ದು, ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ನ್ಯೂ ದಟ್ ಯು ಥಾಟ್ ಯು heard today, learned today? Anything new? What is that?
Social work.
Social work. Okay.
PTO